Is it really worth switching from Android to iPhone? I'm here to share my experience and thoughts about this question, and really, this is my first ever iPhone to try as an Android user, which I think might be important for some of you that are also the same as me.
Second guess everything you do. Don't know why I'm so good to you. What's your motive when you say it like that?
I personally bought the iPhone 17 Pro Max to find out myself and really pay close attention to what I like, to what annoys me, and overall experience. I've had this for a little over a month now. So to start off, I got this silver color for what I thought is the safest color, and I end up really liking this color actually. I specifically got the 512 gig capacity with eSIM for a bigger battery. I also got their AirPods Pro 3 to pair it with the phone, and I really wanted to experience their active noise cancelling. And all I can say about that is I'm pretty impressed with the sound quality, the noise cancelling, and the comfort of the AirPods Pro 3 is amazing. So here's to what I like. I'm not gonna bore you with the specs as you probably already know that, but let's start with the performance and speed. Coming from an older phone, the performance and speed is a big jump. I find everything optimized and snappier. I never really experienced overheating or any uncomfortable temperature when filming or editing photos. Multitasking and app switching is quick. I really like the liquid glass UI design and animation, which makes the whole experience smooth. You can edit photos and videos, play games, and do all kinds of productivity and social tasks, no problem. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with how much processing power this phone has. I mean, it's no surprise because it's their flagship phone. One of the reasons why I bought the iPhone 17 Pro Max is the camera. I went to CES with this phone in a whole bag of camera gears to capture the event. And throughout the days, I end up using this phone most of the time because of how easy, light, and quick to film when I need to, and that just speaks on how much you can rely on this phone's camera. A quick breakdown, all the cameras are 48 megapixel, the main camera has 24mm with f1.8 aperture, ultra-wide of 13mm f2.2, and telephoto of 100mm f2.8. Of course, the front camera is an 18 megapixel f1.9. These cameras are amazing, and you probably already know that this is one of the selling features of iPhone, and in my experience, it lives up to the hype. I mainly use the Blackmagic Cam app to capture videos because it unlocks some of the professional features of the camera, such as shooting log without the need of external SSD, ISO, shutter speed, and a lot more. The camera combination of an ultra-wide, normal, and telephoto is amazing, and it made me not reach for my camera most of the time, and with its stabilization, I definitely enjoyed using this during my CES. The biggest thing for me though was it took off the weight of my camera bag because the event was tiring and exhausting, so this one came in clutch. Another one that I like is the screen display. Coming from Google Pixel 8, the screen size is a massive upgrade for me. It took me about a week to really get used to it, and now the Pixel 8 feels quite small in my hand. I love the Super Retina XDR OLED display. It's vibrant, rich, accurate in colors, and very sharp with its resolution. The 100Hz refresh rate is probably the new standard now for most phones, and I really enjoyed consuming media with its screen size and overall superb display. The speakers are great, it can get very loud, and it's stereo, no complaints there. The brightness is amazing even during sunny days. The bezel is thin, however, for the notch, I wish it was smaller. Not a big deal. But one thing worth mentioning is that I like how you can save different theme presets on your lock screen and quickly change it once you're tired of it. This probably came no surprise, but I love the battery life. I would say I'm pretty impressed with it, and I can confidently bring this without any worries because there are times that the battery lasts for 2 days. I actually used this to film an entire day during the CES, and I didn't feel the need to grab my battery bank at all, which was quite impressive considering I was only charging at 90% to preserve the battery life. Charging experience is okay. 30 watt wired, which is fast enough, and 25 watt for MagSafe. It's not lightning fast, but I really don't have any complaints about it. Now in terms of making videos and photos, if you're buying this to also create content, I would say you will love this phone because based on my experience, the quality that this phone produces in terms of photo and video is very close to a dedicated camera when only posting for social media content. Sometimes you can't even tell if it's coming from this camera or a dedicated camera. And you probably don't need anything else except maybe a mic for better audio, but everything on this phone is more than enough for social media and to even develop your early career for photography and videography, if that's something you're considering. I use Lightroom Mobile to edit my photos with no problem at all, and I edit sometimes with Instagram edits or Premiere Pro Mobile, and it's smooth playback and fast export. You can definitely produce great content with just this phone. Now for what annoys me. First of all, the volume and lock screen button placement is a bit annoying because when I lock my screen, sometimes I end up pressing the volume as well and taking a screenshot instead. Like, come on, man. Second, the keyboard layout is annoying. With Android, I'm used to having the period and comma within the primary layout, but with the iPhone, you will have to press the number button and press the period and go back to the main layout to continue what you were typing. Come on, man. And I noticed when using Google Chrome, now the period is shown. Kinda weird behavior, even on messages. It's annoying that sometimes I can't minimize the keyboard when I want to, and I have to keep swipe guessing on how to do it. Feeding on that weird behavior is the inconsistency of the swipe to go back because sometimes it doesn't work and it's another guessing game that's quite annoying. And I have experienced it at random times as well. Another one, for someone who is used to fingerprint passwords, I have also grown to like Face ID. But I wish they would integrate a fingerprint password because sometimes it gets really annoying when Face ID doesn't work. And then when you try to unlock it, it will take a second or two just to load up the passcode because of their animations. Now for the price, by no means this is a cheap phone considering the price of the Pro Max starting at $1,200 USD. I think we have come to a point where phones are being released every year and becoming more expensive, and so I would advise those who are watching and considering getting one to hold your wallets for now, and I would highly consider this advice. If you can pay it twice, you can afford the price. But if I was eyeing this phone because of its UI design and purely aesthetic reasons, I would definitely not buy this phone. I would probably recommend the previous generation because really, you're not missing a lot. But don't get me wrong, this is why the iPhone 17 Pro Max is the flagship because it offers a lot of values, but it comes for the price. So now this might come out of nowhere, but I would just like to tell you guys that Artlist nailed the challenge of creating a real ad for the big game within just 5 days. Normally these ads would take months and a massive budget to execute. Also, usually it requires a chain of approval and a lot of iterations. But with their Artlist AI toolkit, they were able to do the impossible. And let me tell you, they did not just create one ad, but 3 commercial ads approved for the big game. The first concept is about the present by making a parody featuring Fanatics, Bud Light, Budweiser, Pepsi, and more. The second concept was about the past, which shows the Hall of Fame inspired by the Apple 1984 and Puppy Monkey Baby. And finally, the third concept is about the future of the big game that was purely AI generated, which is just an insane world we currently live in a way that we can literally make photos and videos come to life through AI, and it all just depends on how crazy you want it to be. And nowadays, optimizing for speed and quality is a game changer. And that's what Artlist's mission is, especially from a creator standpoint to a high-level production. Now, Artlist is also inviting you guys to be part of this and a chance to win $60,000. And here's how you enter. First, create your own big game style ad using Artlist AI Toolkit. In fact, I actually made my own as well.
Tonight is the big game. Get ready. Oh, that's crazy. Blood, sweat, and tears. Don't miss out.
And then once done, post it and tag artlist.io, and finally use the official hashtag artlistbiggame. Now you have until February 18th to submit, and so head to artlist.io or link below to get 2 months for free and start creating. Overall, my experience with the iPhone 17 Pro Max has been a love and hate, just because I do love the camera, the simplicity of the user interface, snappy and fast chip, and the battery life is amazing. But there are just some areas that I find most annoying that ticks me off, and I'm not sure how to say this, but sometimes I feel bored with this phone, especially since it's my first time trying it out. I do want to reiterate that this phone is powerful, but it's far from perfect. And I was really expecting more from the phone, and it makes me excited to get and compare it to the upcoming Samsung S26 Ultra. But overall, I hope you get the vibe of what I'm saying. You're not technically missing a lot if you don't get this phone, unless maybe you're at least 2 or 3 generations older, then this is a good upgrade. So let me know what you think, or if I forgot something. I'll try to answer it as much as I can in the comments below. Please subscribe to my channel because I love making these types of videos. Hit like for the algorithm and comment on what you think. Follow me on my social medias, and as always, have a great day, and a quick reminder that Jesus loves you. And here are some of my videos if you want to check my small channel. Peace out.